Today is a rant. I don't rant often, but when I do, I go crazy hard in the paint. I'm just kidding. But I always get messages regarding bottom feeder fish, or AKA cleaner fish. And this gets super annoying for me because it's a lot of beginners asking this question, because essentially because I've been in this industry for a while, I see it as laziness, and you can't really clean your own tanks. So there's always a fish to eat all the poop and do all the cleaning for me. And that's one of the most common myths in this industry. Number one is you don't have to change your tank water, and you do a lot more often than you think you do. But we have awesome utensils that help us to do it. What are you doing, Lacey? My dog's laying here for some reason. She's been like, she goes through weird deals where she needs to be in the fish room. It's like the oddest thing to me ever. And then actually what she'll do is when she's in the fish room, she'll go around and eat all the uneaten food that got dropped. I mean, so it's essentially nice, but I don't know if her eating all these cichlid pellets is good for her. Let me know if your dog eats your fish food or drinks the water. My dog always drinks the water, and I've never had an issue. So, and people have said like, oh, your dog's gonna get giardia and die, and etc. It hasn't happened yet. Anyways, back to topic. What's the best cleaner fish? There isn't one. I don't know how to say this nicely, but there's not a fish that's going to clean your tank for you. And some of you guys may say, well, there's some fish that'll do it, like a pleco or a snail or etc. There's tons of them. A crayfish. There's tons and tons of bottom feeders, but they do clean it. But that in turn also creates something else. They also poop. You know, like when you have a catfish that eats uneaten food and such, the catfish poops as well. I've learned my bitter lesson with plecos, aka suckerfish catfish for you beginners. Yes, they clean the tank very well. Plecos do great, but they poop huge, and I actually cut all of my water changes in half by getting rid of all my plecos. And when I say plecos, I'm talking more or less common plecos, none of the exotics. And that just goes to show you that the pleco isn't the answer for your aquarium algae. So this is a kind of a bittersweet lesson for everyone. So the answer to the question, how do I clean my algae, what's the best bottom feeder, is the human, you. If you have a glass tank and you're having algae issues, get a razor blade, a flat razor blade. I know this is kind of stupid to show you guys, but I have tons and tons of them, and I'm constantly using them. Well, I can't find one right now, but here's an example of an aquarium lid. This is just in a lid where the light goes on it, and that's what the algae looks like. So how do I need a fish to clean that off? I don't think so. A fish isn't going to clean that. I have to clean that. Get a razor blade, get some like toothbrushes if you have to. If you are absolutely dead set on having a bottom feeder, just plan on maybe needing more filtration. They will clean the inside of the tank. Don't get me wrong. Like for instance, I have previous videos where I talk about using plecos. I do have some common plecos, and what I actually do is I will cycle them around in tanks, different tanks weekly, because what they do is they clean up my woods real nice. I'll give you a good example. Like this wood right here is covered in algae, and what the pleco does is they clean it real nice, but then they poop everywhere. So it's like, I don't want them in the tank long term, and that's why I cycle them around in different tanks. I understand you don't have 30 tanks and you don't have that, but that is to be said about plecos. That probably isn't your answer. Maybe a bristle nose that is smaller might be a better answer. So this is the bitter math of this. If you get a bottom feeder or an algae cleaner, yes, they're going to clean a lot of the stuff. Wow, the lights just went on. That's funny. That's great. That's great, guys. God, this is just great timing, you know that? I'm not even stopping this video. Just to show you guys how raw I am. I'm not even stopping this video. I'm just pissed. I'll stop it.